Hi guys, welcome back to Our Daddy's a Donor. Woo, we're
I'm
your
Car. I'm
hosts.
I'm Carly.
I'm Riley. Just kidding. I'm Carly,
I'm Riley.
and welcome back. Feels like it's been
Yeah,
forever for some reason.
yeah.
This has been a week.
Carly forgot what her name is. Apparently,
I don't know anything at all because I am just a shell of a human.
that's okay.
What are we doing this week? Today. I don't know what's going on.
Today,
This
stories.
month, whatever day it is, we
Yeah,
are doing more Reddit stories, but it's Reddit asks, so they're looking for
those,
help,
those are
and
my favorite ones.
we have taken it upon ourselves to be the donor conceived community help hotline.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
Imagine we had like a little superhero phone.
Yeah, that'd
Hello,
be cool.
it's ODAD. What can I do for you?
We're here to assist.
I want it to look like a cool, like a fun, like landline phone,
Mm.
like a rainbow, or I don't know.
That'd be fun. I was thinking of like the red ones they have, like on what are those things where it's like call in right now, something something, and they have like those red phones.
Mm-hmm. I feel like
Yeah.
to be like on theme, it would have to be like a sperm.
Stop it. Oh
Imagine
my
a little
god.
sperm phone. I would not pick
No,
that up.
no,
No,
no one would. Cut
I'd throw
that.
it out.
Ew.
Do you say cut that?
Yeah.
We're keeping it in. We're keeping this
Okay.
in. Somebody make
Cut.
us a sperm phone.
Cut that. No, don't do that. Who's making phones
I don't know.
in the first
A
place?
sperm cell phone. Instead of like, remember on iCarly when they had like little pairs? They're like, it's a pair. Or was it a pair?
Oh yeah, it was like a pear
No, Zoe.
phone.
Is that Zoe 101?
I think it was like, oh god, I don't
I
know.
think iCarly had a triangle. Oh no, I don't remember. Anyways,
A triangle. And like a
it
Dorito.
was, I
What's
don't
with all
know.
these foods?
That was The Office, actually. They had a triangle iPad. Anyways, tangents.
I literally just Googled pear phone, but I spelt phone with an F. I
Nice.
need to go to sleep. Where is it from? No, it doesn't say.
I swear it's on like iCarly or Zoe 101 or some shit. Actually, I think Zoe 101, they had the ones that like slid up and around.
Oh, it is from iCarly, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, somebody send me a sperm iPhone. No, I'm just
That's
kidding. Please don't.
sweet.
That's sweet. We get like I'm just getting really weird. We get like a sperm phone case.
You need to go to bed.
I know.
What
We
is
just
with
started.
you?
I
Ugh,
don't know. But I work all day.
I know. It's late. We are recording on a Monday,
The
Monday
night
night.
before. We
Yeah.
don't schedule things properly. We suck.
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean
it's me. I suck.
last week was good. We scheduled early last week.
Yeah, and then I like waited all week to record, and then I panic record or edit, and I panic edited. So
I feel
thankfully, it
like
was all right.
I feel like our last minute episodes are like funny though, because we're like all
because
over the place.
we're tired and
Yeah.
a mess. One day we have to do like a fun episode and just get high. Just kidding. I don't think it's
I was
appropriate.
just gonna say that.
I feel like that's not appropriate for our audience. Like just be dying, laughing and
I've
shit.
listened. I've listened to some where they were high.
Yeah, but they like their discussion topics are a little less serious, I'm sure, than what ours is supposed
We
to
could we
be.
could do funny ones.
Okay, we have
Yeah.
to find the perfect episode to do that and just get blitzed.
Oh my god, fun.
Well,
I
I
would
think
love
we've
that.
blabbered enough. If you're ready to get into it,
Sure. Let's get into it.
into it. I'm very phlegmy. Okay.
Ew.
I know. Okay, so this one's from, I told you already that they're from Reddit, but just in case you weren't listening, this one's from Reddit, and so are the rest of them. So it's titled How to Create a Relationship with My Donor Dad. Hi, all. I was shocked to find out I was DC about 3 years ago. I have since talked to my parents and discussed the situation, and so am aware. I originally found out I was DC by trying Ancestry and seeing I had a biofather who isn't my own. I originally sent a few messages to my bio dad saying I was surprised and asked if I could get any details, especially about relevant medical history. He never replied, and I sent a follow up message after talking to my parents explaining that I understood the situation and wouldn't contact him again. I figured that would be the end of it. A few months ago, about 3.5 years after original message, my bio dad responds and said he is willing to share medical background, but is understandably wanting to protect his family and their privacy. He gave me some details on medical history, which I am very grateful for. I respect my bio dad's privacy, but would like to have a conversation if he is open, just out of curiosity of seeing what the only other being I share half my DNA with acts like. Any suggestions for broaching this conversation? I believe that him discussing medical history indicates he may be open to more discussion, but want to be tactful. Thanks for the advice. Okay, first off, imagine you had done the DNA test and then just you found a dad.
Yeah.
Like this person found out they were donor conceived by trying ancestry. And then there just a random dad pops up, just not even a sibling.
Yeah, that would have been weird. That's what I was kind of hoping for when I did mine, though. I was like, I could either have siblings or like the bio dad could pop up.
Yeah,
But
that would
that'd be
be really
weird
weird.
if you just like didn't know. They have to be
Yeah.
older then too. Did it say how old they
Mm-hmm.
were?
No. The top comment it says that's weird that he put himself on Ancestry and then is so I can't say this word, but I'm gonna change it and say reluctant about giving out info. I think everyone in this situation starts out suspicious. Are you after money? Are you unhinged, etc.? I suggest telling him about yourself. Do you have kids? What do you do for work? Etc. It will humanize you and maybe spark some interest or curiosity, especially if he realizes he has things in common with you. And then OP commented back, I am fortunate enough to have a good career and enough money. I told him in my first message I was not after any of that. Agreed it's weird choice to have public ancestry profile and not want to chat. Makes me feel like he's conflicted.
Is that what they think
And
every
then
time someone reaches out to them? Is that they want money?
maybe, I don't know.
Weird.
That'll be, let's write that down to make sure we ask Grant that.
Yeah, that's a good question.
There's not a ton of comments, so I'll just read them. So another one said, I don't know, but him not texting you back for over 3 years gives me the impression that he is not really willing to make contact. A few weeks or even months, okay, but a few years, you could always try. It's not like you have a relationship right now that could be ruined. And maybe you can understand why after 3 years he changed his mind in answering your questions, but I would not have my hopes up. OP said, great points, thank you.
Why
And
did
then
he
the
have a
only,
public profile then if he didn't want to like
I
answer
know,
questions? That's stupid.
why did he even do the DNA testing?
Yeah. He
Because like
probably
obviously people can still find you from like other relatives, but like
yeah. He was probably
what was the
curious and
point?
maybe he just didn't even know that you could like make your profile like private, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, depends how old he is.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only other comment that's on here is I'm in the same situation. I found out I was donor conceived when I matched with my donor on Ancestry. The main difference is that mine refuses all contact and won't give any medical history. Oh, and did I mention that he's a doctor?
Ooh.
Awkward.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's nothing to do with you, and he's a doctor, or and won't give you any medical history. Like, what? Probably a shitty fucking doctor.
Yeah.
Um, So I guess like this did kind of ask for advice. So like, do we have any advice?
I'm gonna have to cut out all of you typing because it was like
Oh yeah, sorry. My nails. Sorry.
yeah, that's okay. It was kind of funny.
Um, I'm just reading this again. Just like the other. If I was reaching out to Grant and he didn't want to talk to us, I would just be like, look, I understand that you might not want to have a relationship with me, which is totally fine. However, I would just like to know any current medical history that you could provide so that I
Mm-hmm.
know for my own well being and like for my kids and blah, blah, blah. I need to know if anything runs in the family, blah, blah, blah. Like, you at least owe me that.
Yeah, I think
And I come out and say it.
all the donor people they should share their medical history. I just talked about this with Brianna literally 2 days ago. I went off. I was so upset. It's not even the fact that like when my mom and dad went in, they got medical history, but none of it's updated. It doesn't matter if they
No.
give you medical history. Like you don't get updated medical history.
Well, even like stuff that they ask if it runs in your family, like
Mm-hmm.
even if you got like the information that you did from Grant, like what if say he we still never met him, and then he had a heart attack like
Right.
now,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd never know. And then like it's almost the exact same as like I didn't know I was donor conceived, and then like when I fill out a form, it says does heart attack run in your family. I check off yes because my dad died of that, and then meanwhile it like we're not blood related, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or like if someone had can't like got cancer or something like
Mm-hmm.
that's all stuff that you're filling out forms and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's like that needs to be updated. Like the easiest thing, and obviously I don't know the medical industry, but like the easiest thing would just to be like you have a donor number hooked up, oh, like always,
Mm-hmm.
like I know the donor number so that I can give it to like my doctor, and they can just look up that person's information. They don't have to tell me, they don't have to tell me who the person is, like they
Mm-hmm.
don't even have to know who the person is, just give them a freaking health background or something, you know.
Yeah.
That
It's
would be
like,
like the easiest way to do it.
yeah, I feel like when people donate, they just think of like what's happening right now, like, oh, I'm donating, and then it's going to help a family have a kid, but they don't think of like the years after that, how many people they could be like affecting. Like right now they're helping the mom and the dad or the parents,
Mhm.
whatever, but they're not thinking of like the kid and then that kid's kids, and then they're not thinking of like all the other people that without proper health information, they're just like messing these people up.
And you don't know like who's connected to who in like
Yeah, it's not
small
fair.
towns, and yeah.
Mhm.
And even like
Well,
I know it's not as bad when like second cousins end up together. Like it's still weird, but you know, like
yeah.
it's not genetically as bad, but still like
Mhm.
I would want to know if I was accidentally like marrying my second cousin or third
Yeah.
cousin. Like until it's like 10th cousin out,
Mhm.
married in or some shit, like you know, you don't share any blood, then that's the only way.
Yeah. I mean, even if you are in a small town, I feel like you could go up to just about anybody and kind of trace back who you're both related to.
Oh, probably. I
Yeah.
know like my small town, I'm related to like one of the biggest families
Mhm.
just by marriage, but still like it it basically made it so like me and my ex-boyfriend were like connected through like cousins of cousins of cousins, but
Mhm.
like I was still related to that last name already, if that makes sense. So like
Yeah.
not blood related or anything, thank God, but it was like, oh, your cousin is my mom's grandma's cousin or something like
Yeah,
that,
it's
you know?
always
Like
something like weird.
yeah, so people need to fucking know. But if that was on my dad's side and I didn't know,
Mhm.
like could have gotten super weird.
Ugh.
So
Yeah, it's just like the whole health information situation is just like irritating and I hate it so much.
I know I want to like be a bigger advocate and stuff for it, but I don't even know where to start. And like, I don't think my brain could handle it right now. But it'd be nice to like make some help, make change,
Mhm.
you know?
Especially for like the
You know?
future people. I don't think like anonymous donation should be a thing at all.
No. And my friend Courtney was asking me the other day, after we put out our last episode,
Mhm.
about, she's like, there's got to be laws against, like in Canada, doctors like inseminating women. Like she's like, there's got. I'm like, there isn't. I looked it up, and there still isn't anything.
Mhm.
So
Even if
that's Canada.
Yeah, even if there was certain laws, so say there was laws in Canada for that, like I'm in the
Yeah,
US, so how would that work for me at all?
yeah. No, it wouldn't.
So it would
It
have
wouldn't
to
at all.
no, it would have to be like a worldwide situation because it
Yeah,
obviously
like
gets passed to different countries.
yeah, exactly. And but like in the whole like the rape thing, like how they didn't say that it was rape. Like that's not a federal law. That only ended up being like a law in Indiana. So
Mhm.
it's not a law in Canada either. Like there's no like if somebody was to be inseminated without their knowledge by someone
Mhm.
with the wrong sperm, it's still not considered rape. So like that's something I'd like to look into, like fucking making it a federal law here and there
Yeah.
and everywhere. But I mean,
I don't know why it wouldn't be. See, that's just irritating because there's so much other stuff you have to like go through.
yeah.
You can't just be like, "Oh, it should be this way." No, because there's like
Well, and
a million states.
like, how is that not rape? But like having sex without a condom and a girl not knowing is rape. Like
Yeah.
they're not the same thing, but like they are
It's
kind of
like
the
the
same
same
thing.
concept.
Yeah, it's doing something without somebody's knowledge.
Mhm.
unconsensuously. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Ugh, I don't like that.
You gotta look into that. Yeah. Anyways,
Mm.
do you want to read yours?
Yeah, I got a story.
Or like a ask?
Yeah, it's not a story. It's like a question. So mine's a question on Reddit. It says, people had a baby using a sperm bank. Why didn't you use a partner's or friend's sperm?
I like the top comment. Read it.
Can't exactly ask my homie to come in a cup, can I?
First and after.
I
Yeah, you
mean,
can.
I mean, you can. That's funny.
um,
I mean, if I was in that situation, like we talked about before, your friend Scott, I feel like it would just be like too, too close. I think it might be. I might feel
yeah.
different when I'm older, but I mean,
I don't know.
you have to have a really good relationship with that friend, and I feel like you have to have like years and years and years of knowing that friend. It can't just be like a
But
person.
Scott and I have known each other since we were like 3 or 4.
Right, that'd be fine.
No, but I don't know if I could do it
Right.
still.
I feel like there's a point where it's like, do you know them enough or do you know them too much?
Yeah. I think, and I honestly don't even know if Scott wants kids. I've never asked him. But if he didn't want kids, I would feel more comfortable asking him. If he did want
Mm-hmm.
kids and like he's in a gay relationship, so they're going to have to do it if they want kids, they're going to have to either adopt or do it some other way cuz obviously
Mm-hmm.
neither one of them can carry. So, I think that would make me less or more hesitant to use his because like I would feel like he thought or felt like my kid was his once he saw it. Like he may say now that
Mm-hmm.
he wouldn't feel that way, but you never know.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to risk it, so I just don't
Yeah.
think I would do it. I
Plus,
want someone that's not going to see them.
right, and I feel like it's easier if you do it from like a sperm bank because they do pretty good background checks and
Yeah.
like health stuff on the person.
Mm-hmm. Here I am saying like I wouldn't want them to be someone that's going to see the kid, but like now I'm trying to see it from like if it was me as the kid, would I want that person in my life growing up?
You might
And
just
like if you
feel
knew,
weird if you didn't know and then all of a sudden you did know.
yeah.
Because Scott would be around your kid, and then your kid gets to like a certain age, and you're like, "Hey, you know Scott? Like
Yeah.
that's actually your biological
If
dad."
Scott was, now I'm changing my mind. I don't know. If Scott was, I would make him the godfather,
Mm-hmm.
1000%.
Mm-hmm.
Because then at least he's still. I mean, Scott would treat that kid like his own, anyways. But I don't know. It's such a fine line. Now I'm trying to think of it like that. Like I'd probably tell them. I would just be like, "You're my kid and my husband's kid, but
But we
this is your
needed help,
godfather."
and
Yeah.
my best friend Scott loved me so much that he wanted me to have a baby. So
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to
it's
think of
hard
it.
because I'm trying to think of like
Yeah.
ages you would tell them, or if you just told them right away
Yeah.
because Scott's still in your life.
I know. I'm just trying to think like if I'm trying to base it off like one of my parents' friends. Like if I was like, oh, my uncle is actually my dad.
That's what I was doing too.
Cause like all my parents' friends that are like really close, we call them like aunts and uncles. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like if my uncle was my dad. I don't know. I honestly I don't know. I just hope I don't have to use a sperm donor. That's
Yeah.
honestly
One of these
fucking
comments, someone said, it can often cause issues with the donor wanting to be involved. The partner probably would have used them if they worked and wouldn't have been a need to use a sperm bank. You could also be trying to avoid things like genetic illnesses by getting some top quality nut milk. I mean, that's true. They do like, do. They do like background checks and like
yeah.
that health stuff, which is nice.
Yeah, I like the reply to that comment. The donor has already gone through all of the necessary paperwork and agreed to the terms of use. There's no legal headaches either, mostly.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
don't know. That's a tough one.
yeah, I don't think I can answer that until I'm actually ready to have a baby.
Yeah. I guess it
And
kind of
like,
depends like on the person too, because some people would be like absolutely no, and some people would be like yeah, why not?
Yeah, I honestly don't think I could ever answer that until I was actually ready to have a child. Even if I don't even know if I would be ready. Let's be real. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, same.
would love to say that I would be, but I honestly, every time someone at work talks about kids, I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that. I'm way too selfish for that right now.
I know, me too. Like, my best friend's trying to, like, have a baby. Like, actually trying to have one. And I'm like,
No, thank you.
nah, I'm
Yeah,
good.
like a couple of the guys at work that, well, half the people that I work with, not half people, like there's like 3 people that I work closely with that have kids, and they'll be like bonding all over their kid shit, and I'm like, I'll
Mm,
babysit if you want
nah.
for like an hour.
Yeah, an hour max.
Yeah, like I might be going to that video shoot on Sunday, and the guy that I like, the studio that I'm going to, his daughter's going to be there for a bit, and I love his daughter. She's super cute. I was like, oh, I'll babysit for a bit if you want, but only till she cries.
Yeah. How old is she?
5.
Oh, should be
Yeah,
crying.
she's pretty cool.
Oh,
5-year-olds cry, not
sometimes.
like baby cry. Like,
Yeah,
they get tired and they get moody. They cry.
I do that too.
We can cry together. It's fine. Me and her will just be crying, and her dad will be like, "This is what's going on."
Oh my god. But it's nice when
And
you can
then,
give them back, though.
mm-hmm,
Yeah. Babies are. Oop, I hit my thing.
I just give them candy and run away.
Ooh, good idea. That'd be funny.
Okay, so this last one is like a master thread, is what it's called.
Mm.
So I don't know how much you know about that, but basically, they'll create a post, and a master thread just means like instead of you making more posts, you just comment right below it. So I could be like, I could make a master post about like how much I love cats, and then people could just comment and comment and comment and comment instead of making like so many different stories about it. It's like that. So this one's
Oh.
a RP, aka recipient parent master thread. So the little like blurb is, if you're a donor, recipient parent, so sorry, if you are a donor, recipient parent, or prospective donor or RP, please post your questions in this thread. Standalone posts from RP are not been permitted in this sub. So that's like, they want it so that you don't see like millions of questions from
Mm.
people, because it's in the subreddit donor conceived.
I don't know anything about Reddit. That was great. You explained that very well. I also did not understand any of it. But
Okay, that's fine.
I was kind of trying to picture it, but I'm sure it'll make sense when I get better at Reddit.
Sorry, my
Go ahead.
cousin's here with his girlfriend, so I can't hear anything outside when I have these on,
Oh.
but I can hear them talking. So I'm like, what's that?
Oh, that's funny. My god.
I could hear you coughing.
Oh my god.
Like, all I hear is like,
Oh no.
like,
I
damn,
found my
what?
I found my water bottle too. It's behind my computer.
Yes. Oh my god, I lost my big one for like 2 weeks. Found it under my passenger seat. I was like, you fucking dumbass.
Oh my god, how do you lose that honking thing?
I don't know. It fit under the whole passenger seat, and I was like, what the hell?
Hmm.
Um,
It's weird. My cat is staring at me. Oh.
oh my goodness, what was that? Okay. So the top, and okay, one other thing. So you can upvote or downvote a comment, and it basically, if you upvote it, it starts heading to the top of the
Mm.
comments. If you downvote it, it goes down. So they're like sorted by best comment, which just
Mm.
means they have the highest upvotes. So loud. Like outside, you can't hear them, right?
No.
Okay, they're just outside my door, like really fucking loud. So bitches. Just
Tell
kidding.
them to shut it.
I don't think they listen, but if they ever did, Haley and Justin, you're fucking loud. Anyways, I was previously an egg donor. Some of my donations were anonymous, some were open. My open donations have been wonderful, and I've maintained a good relationship with my recipients with regular contact. It's made me really regret my anonymous donations, especially after reading DC'd individual stories. Additionally, I now have my own child, and I want to be able to explain all this to her one day as best as I can. My question is, what can I do to help those children conceived from my anonymous donations? Ancestry, 23andMe, donor sibling registry, anything else? I want to do whatever I can to help them find me one day and know that I'm here if they ever wish to contact me or meet me. I don't want them to think that my anonymous donation meant I didn't want them to have those answers. So I think the only other thing she could do is like maybe reach out to the clinics that she went to and like put on if there's any type of paperwork or anything that
Mm-hmm.
like if the recipients call that she has like a phone number that they could call.
Yeah. Ugh, I wonder. I wonder if everybody gets paperwork because obviously you didn't.
No, but we did find the clinic. My mom couldn't remember what it was, so then I just went through, boop, 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 tried to find the clinic, and I did find it. However, the clinic was closed down, but
Mm-hmm.
the amount of the amount of times that a clinic does close down is probably not super high, I would say. So, like, remember when you contacted them, they wouldn't give you any information,
Yeah.
which was
Ugh,
weird because it's like the donor said he was
I know. That's
open,
what I
and
said
then
to them
they won't
too,
give
and
you
then they
anything.
were like, "Nope."
So stupid. So yeah, I think that's the only thing she could do is like call the clinic and be like, "Here's my phone number.
Yeah.
This person said, could you go back to the donor place and get that you gave your eggs to and change your status to open? That would be the first thing I would do." So there you go.
Oh, that's
That's what
true.
I said. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this one was the like next big comment. Asexual female here who doesn't want a partner but desperately wants a baby someday. Assuming I become financially well off before it's too late, is it cruel to have a child with an anonymous sperm donor, even if I'm 100% honest about it from the beginning? I see articles praising women's decisions to become single moms by choice, but they never mention how the kid feels about it. All media repeats the same mantra that genetics don't make a family, love does. But do humans have this instinct to bond with their genetic family that's too strong for political correctness to overcome? I don't want to have a child only for them to suffer, but I can't think of any other way. Should I accept it would be wrong, or is there a way to do it right? No material out there discusses this for obvious reasons, just repeats how families can be different. Um, the only way
I,
to do this right is to not choose an anonymous donor.
yeah.
You can easily raise a kid without two parents, but I would
Yeah,
not pick
I just don't
anonymous.
like no, I don't like the anonymous donor thing. I think if
No,
you go from like a sperm donor like clinic or whatever, aren't they all anonymous?
no,
Really?
no. You just put your status on it, anonymous or not anonymous.
That's weird when Grant's thing, the question was, are you
Yeah,
willing to meet? And it was like, yes. So like why was his set at anonymous then?
I know. Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe that clinic
Yeah.
decided everything would be anonymous, but um, it's not. You just decide. I think.
Weird. I didn't know that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the first thing is to not go with an anonymous donor.
Mm-hmm.
And uh I feel like I have more of a pull because I didn't grow up with siblings to find siblings
Mm-hmm.
rather than to find like the bio dad
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
did grow up with a dad. So I feel like the sibling thing for me was like a lot more exciting and I still like cling to that a little bit more.
Yeah. So the person would probably definitely have some kind of pull to find the parent, which is why
Mhm.
it should definitely be an open donation. Somebody that is okay with that.
Yeah.
But that just needs to be made clear. Like this person isn't looking to have like they're not looking to be your father.
Yeah.
They're just they're there to answer any questions you may have. But it just kind of needs to be explained. Like this is I don't know. As long as everything's open, they're hopefully the kid won't be too butthurt about it. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
always a risk, right?
It's hard to tell like per person too because you could have this whole thing planned out like, "Oh, I'm going to tell the kid and it's going to be this way and everything's going to be fine." But like
Mm-hmm.
they could either be like, "Oh, cool, like I don't care," or like get all weird about it, like,
Yeah,
"Why did you do that? Like, why couldn't you have used somebody that you knew?"
yeah.
Like, you can't
I
really
feel
tell.
like this comment response back it was pretty well written. The way to do it right is to not choose an anonymous donor. I firmly believe that is a human right to know where you came from, and donor anonymity is a direct violation of that right, especially when your kid never gets to consent to or choose any of it. And that doesn't even begin to touch on the ethical misconduct in the anonymous sperm industry. Two of the most horrifying moments in my life have been one, staring in the bathroom mirror as a 12-year-old and crying when I didn't recognize any of my facial traits from other family members, and two, finding out I have 30 plus siblings whom I'll likely never meet thanks to poor donation practices. The limit most banks put on siblings is way too high. No one should have to make a spreadsheet to keep track of all their siblings. You start to feel like a horrible product / clone after the first dozen or so. It's absolutely possible to be a, a wonderful single mom by choice through donor conception, but I've experienced and seen too much pain in other DCPs from anonymous agreements to ever condone them. Being 100% honest from the get go is also very important, but won't make up for the loss of genetic connections, history, and family. I would seriously recommend, should you choose to follow this path, that you find a known donor, perhaps a close friend or non genetic family member of yours. If not, there are ways to meet donors who are willing to be known. Ultimately, it may be harder to find a known donor, but that doesn't outweigh the validity of the child's right to their family and history. And then the person responded, "Thank you very much. I truly promise I won't forget. Maybe people didn't know this would be important to their children when such practices first started, but we know now, and if you love a child, including future, I believe you should want to do what's best for them. Again, thank you." So that's good.
Yeah, I feel like some like known donors, like that one that we know of, they just like mass produce people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like I would hate to be like
I think
I
this
would
person meant like someone that you know.
oh
Like if they're going to be a single mom by choice, like pick someone that you know.
oh yeah.
But yeah, definitely don't pick unknown donors, what they're calling themselves, but we
Yeah.
call them super donors.
Oh yeah. I would have hated to go on like Ancestry and find out that like I have like 10 siblings or something like crazy. Or even like I don't know. I mean we still have
Oh,
kind of like a lot, but then it would have felt like mass produced. Like that's what they're
yeah,
doing. It's gross.
yeah. Actually, this comment that replied to them is kind of interesting. California Cryo Bank is the only bank I'm familiar with that has identify release programs, meaning that at 18, the child could unlock the donor's identity. However, they have very large family limits, 25 to 30 families that will either be reached or exceeded. So if you can't find a known donor that is willing to be present, then maybe selecting an exclusive donor through a clinic is the way to go. Not only does the donor have the wits to ensure that the number of donor children they'll have is limited to 5 to 10 births, but they may even be more likely to be open to a relationship down the road. I think a lot of recipient parents worry that a known donor may claim custody of their kid or come with issues, but this is rarely ever the case. Just look out for the super sperm donors.
Oh
Good
god,
luck.
yeah.
And then this person commented and said Sperm Bank of California has identity release and limits of 10 families. So it's good.
That's how they should all be, honestly. I wonder if that's like a newer one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have to cut out my sniffs again because I have another sinus infection.
That's okay. That's okay. I'll find one more comment.
Okay.
And then if anybody wants to read it, they can just go find it because it's not that hard to find. It's just called Recipient Parent, in brackets RP, Master Thread. Hi, all. My husband and I are still at the beginning of an infertility journey. My husband doesn't produce any sperm, so we have decided to use sperm donor to conceive. We spent the last 6 months searching for a known sperm donor, largely because of reading through this sub and feeling a sense of responsibility to do right by a future child / children. A friend of ours and his wife have eagerly agreed to donate, which is great. Their families are also extremely supportive of donating and have offered to be socially involved with any children we may have as well. Our clinic consult is August 17th. This was a year ago, so we are planning on telling any future children we may have about their biological father right from day one. My next questions: what can we do to maximize a positive self identity for our future child? If you are donor conceived, how would you have wanted your social parents to behave in regards to your donor conceived status? We don't know how many people we should tell that we are using a sperm donor. We don't want any future children to feel like it's a secret / something to be ashamed of, but we are also concerned that by us telling people, we might be overstepping / making a decision for our child to tell more people than they would have wanted to know. My initial feelings are there's no such thing as too many people loving a baby. However, I have no experience in the donor conceived world. What would the experience be like to have contact with extended genetic family, i.e., biological paternal grandparents, uncles, aunts, etc.? Thank you so much for your time. If you have any other resources that would be informative or educational for my husband and I as we step into the donor conceived world, please let us know. We're doing our best, but I know this process in general can be very traumatizing and difficult for donor conceived children. We are still learning about how to decrease / remove harm and parent well in this content.
Whoa.
So the part where they said to maximize a positive self-identity for a future child, I think, yeah, like they said, just like being straightforward from the start, but like,
Hmm.
I don't know, it's so hard to decide the right age to tell someone that, like,
Yeah.
and then for them to understand it. 'Cause like, when do you really even understand how a baby is made? One. So when do you understand like what sperm even is? I don't even know. Sex ed is in grade 3 or grade 4. I think it was grade 4.
Yeah.
So I honestly don't even know if I understood it back then.
I feel like it would kind of be on the same line of when do you tell your kid they're adopted kind of thing.
Yeah, but I feel like adopted is a little bit easier to explain, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Self identity means something different to each person. Beyond all the work you do for an average kid, I'd help them explore the cultural, ethnic, national history of your donor so they have that to think about, as well as yours and your husband's. I'd recommend reading up on genetic mirroring too. I know that messed me up a bit having a non-donor, not being able to recognize my traits in my family. As for behavior for you as parents, I tell anyone for whom it becomes relevant. I'm really proud of my parents for how they treated this one. They made it known to everyone in their close circle while they were going through the process of getting and being pregnant. Anytime someone would comment on me looking like my dad, they would correct them and say that they actually use a sperm donor. My dad wasn't ashamed of it, and I'm really relieved and thankful looking back on how he normalized it. It became a fact of life, not a weird hush hush secret. I didn't feel like I had to hide it as a kid, and I did tell many people in my life from a young age, which probably freaked them out a lot, lol, to hear a little kid going on and on about sperm. I think it's I think it's one of those things where if it's normalized for the kid, they won't have an issue with you telling people because it's their reality. They might take issue with it that if it makes them feel like the other or like it's shameful somehow. It's all about tone and connotation. I wish you two the best of luck.
I guess
Um,
it's just like the age thing. When do you tell them?
yeah, but definitely like normalizing it and not making them feel weird about it. Because like
Yeah.
if I look back, like it, our parent, my parents hiding it was almost like they were shameful of it. And I don't know if they were or not, but like that definitely was my first thought. So I think
Hmm.
like finding out at the age that I did is probably good because I could like work through that. But like if I was a teenager, I would probably think like, oh well, they wanted me, but now they're ashamed of how they had to have me, or like they're ashamed of me, or blah blah blah. But I think like
Yeah.
finding out, I do wish I knew sooner.
Hmm.
However, if it was handled the same way and I was younger, I don't think I would have handled it as well as I did.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I would have handled it a little bit better because like it seemed like everybody knew, like when my mom and my dad were doing like those sperm donor things, it took over a year.
Right.
Everybody knew about it. And then it's like when I was born, nobody talked about it. Like nobody mentioned it again, which obviously
Hmm.
like I think people probably just forgot about it. But
Yeah.
it's like how come it didn't come up? How come nobody said anything? Like why did it
Right.
take that long to tell me? If you were that like excited about it while it was happening, why didn't you tell me about it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't think it was like, it definitely wasn't like normalized kind of thing.
No. No, I don't think so at all.
Yeah. I definitely don't think I would have handled it in like I wouldn't have handled it the same way. I probably wouldn't have talked to my mom for a bit, to be honest.
Oh, I didn't when she told me. Even like
Oh,
when
really?
she told me like a few years ago. No, I didn't talk to her. I still get mad at her. I'm like, "Why? Like what is your
Yeah.
problem?" I feel
Actually,
like
go ahead.
I feel like I was trying to think of like ages, but you said like a teenager. I wouldn't have handled it good as a
Oh, no.
teenager, but
Me neither.
I'm thinking like high elementary, like
Hmm.
5th, 6th grade would have been like a good time.
Yeah.
4th, 5th, 6th grade maybe.
Actually, so I was talking to Jesse about this the other day because we told like we were at a funeral for on my stepdad's side of the family and none of them know. So we told my one cousin who's just a couple years younger than me. I still haven't told like that whole side of the family because I mean, we were at a funeral. It's kind of a weird time to tell them.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was I don't know how it got brought up, but I was trying to remember like how I said to him, I was like, I honestly think I blacked out when my mom told me because I don't even remember. And Jesse's like my brother Jesse, he's like, you texted me when it happened, or you called me or something like that. And I was like, what? I was like, that's not how I remember it. I remember it as my mom told me. And then it kind of got awkward. And then she was like, I'm so glad you're not mad at me. And then we like went and explored downtown Calgary. But what actually happened, according to my brother, is my my mom had already been there for a couple hours, and she started drinking, and the booze like loosened her up a bit. And then she told me, and then I don't know if she went to bed or what, because I think Jesse said I called him. And I was like, I don't even remember that. Like, I just blacked it out, I guess. So I must have been
Weird.
pissed. I must have been mad. I must have just blocked it out. But I don't remember. I think, and I now that he says that, I'm kind of like, okay, maybe I texted him and was like, oh my God, you'll never believe what mom told me. And then I probably like called him freaking out. But I don't remember. Isn't that weird? I remember it so different.
Yeah, because I remember you telling me, like, oh, you'll never believe what my mom just told me.
And did I call you or text you?
I was trying to think of that. I don't know. I feel like you texted me.
Yes, I don't know. I don't deal with things well. But
No,
I
neither do I.
honestly, I can't even remember what happened. Like, I swore that she literally was like, I'm so glad you're not mad at me. And then it was like, okay, you want to go explore downtown? And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I
Ugh.
don't fucking know. Remember things weird, eh?
Yeah. You kind of block out certain parts that
I'm
you
I'm so bad for
didn't
that.
like.
Like
I do that too.
it's like my brain only has a certain amount of room, and it's like, okay, we're getting rid of this memory, we're getting rid of this memory, we're getting rid of this memory. And like it's bad.
It's like that Inside Out movie. Have you seen that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it's like that.
That's my brain.
Mm-hmm.
My brain is like I think there's an episode of SpongeBob where he starts burning all his memories
Oh,
in his head.
yeah.
Is that SpongeBob?
Yeah, he's burning all the books.
Yeah, that's me.
Or like the papers are doing something.
The
Yeah.
papers, yeah, and they're
Yeah.
running around. I think there's like 100 SpongeBobs running around.
Uh-huh.
Am I remember that correctly? Who knows? Because
I
my brain.
remember that one.
Yeah, well, that's what my brain does on like a fucking daily basis. It's like, okay, time to reset, and we're gonna keep 10 things.
Ugh.
That's it.
Weird.
So if I apologize if I know. Like I don't even remember like Christmas presents. Nothing.
I wonder if you were to ask your mom, like how she remembers it, if she would say something like completely different.
Yeah, I should ask her.
Yeah, just to kind of see, because now we have your story, your brother's story.
Well, my story is not real.
Yeah,
So
apparently not.
all these things I've told people, like any art,
Weird.
if there's been any articles or anything written,
That's
I
the
am a
only story
liar.
I've heard.
What I said?
Yeah.
I know. Isn't that weird? I don't even remember talking to my brother.
Maybe his story's wrong.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think my brain just tried to fill in the blanks, and that's what it came up with. So
That is so weird.
I know. It's fucking weird, bro.
That's normal though. I feel like brains do stuff like that.
Yeah. Anyways, there's tons of comments on that one.
Oh.
So if anybody wants to go and read it, or we can read more next time, but it's recipient. What did I say it was? I fucking closed it. Recipient parent master thread. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Recipient parent master thread. So you're gonna go read it. It's on Reddit under subreddit donor conceived.
Perfect.
But yeah. So next week, you want to do the quiverful thing? We'll do some research next week. Next episode.
Yeah.
I think we should deep dive into Quiverful. I'll listen to it tomorrow. It's just me and Johnny in the warehouse tomorrow. I'm just going to name drop so many people today, apparently.
Perfect.
It's me and Johnny in the warehouse tomorrow, so I will force him to listen to Quiverful podcasting. If not, I got to find my AirPods. I don't know where they went. And I'll just listen to it by myself, but
perfect.
That's what's going to happen.
I can already tell that one's just going to, like, make me mad.
I know, we're going to be angry tomorrow, but it's fine.
Yeah. We're going to be heated. Day.
If you want to be heated with us, tune in next week. Where can they find us, my dude?
All the places.
So many
places. TikTok, Instagram, and we post a longer version, a less cut out version on the YouTubes, and then you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor. And you should go watch us on TikTok because I edit the YouTube, So when we do TikToks, like if it's like a highlight thing, I'll go through and just take out little bits, and they're so funny. They're like 2 to 3 minutes, like one and a
She
half
puts in a
to
lot of
3 minutes.
work, so go
Yeah,
watch.
it takes a while. So go check them out. They're fun. We post them on our Instagram sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
They're cool.
Yeah,
But
she does a great job.
thanks. You're the best.
I try.
Oh, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can see that Carly's hair is a different color.
I don't know if you can see it. Not very well. It's purple.
Purple. What is at the
Purple.
wall? I smacked my arm on the wall.
What?
She
Get
is
together.
a mess today.
Well, we did it. We finished it. We did it in about an hour, so
That's
just
not
saying.
bad.
We're fucking sick, bro. Hell yeah, brother. That's for Dave. You're welcome, Dave.
Oh my god.
I fucking hate when he does that.
Did he pay? I was gonna say, did he pay you to
One
say
more
that?
episode. One more episode of Dave. Wait, I have to give him some ASMR. Fuck, what am I gonna say? I literally can't think of anything
You
right
just
now.
have to say that he's listening in his car.
Dave, are you listening in your car? I hope you like this a lot. And you love my ASMR.
Do you love listening in your car? Is that where you listen the most? Is in your car?
Do you have the sound up really loud right now? In your car?
You should turn it up louder.
I hope you're having a great morning drive. And you have a great event today, because I think you're working an event today. If you listen to this when it comes out. Okay, love you, bye. Just kidding. Ew.
That was good.
Thank you. All right.
That's gonna be our new thing is ASMR episodes.
Just at the end. We should try that.
That'd be kind of fun.
I know, just whispering the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
When we 3, 2, 1, we can we can do our bye and whisper. Okay.
Should we?
Yep. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Bye.
Ew.